Hey everybody, welcome back to another drawings tutorial. So today we're going to be doing a One Piece versus Zoro versus Fujitora. So landscape orientation page, use a pencil for these first. Don't do it in marker because, well, I recommend not doing it in marker first. Pencil works best first, and then you can go over with your ink afterwards, right? So landscape orientation page. Center point of my page is about, I would say here. Right, and that's where their swords, or at least two of Zoro's swords, we can see two of them anyway, will be going up sort of this way, right? So center point here. Fujitora's head is higher than Zoro's, right? So Zoro across here and down a little bit. So center point, across, down. I'm going to start with his nose. I like to start with the nose in profile characters because it's just an upside down number 7. So we just go down like so. And then back this way. Okay. So that's the kind of shape. It's like an L, a sort of a letter L or an upside down 7. So he can see some of his brow just here. Goes under his bandana. Sometimes with characters we can go further, but just a little bit of Zoro's brow that we can see here. So if this is his brow, so his eyebrow has to be like here, okay? Because that's your nose. If you feel where your nose, the bridge of your nose joins your forehead, that's your brow, right? So your eyebrow has got to be there. So Zoro's eyebrow. So we've got like a sort of a tick or a curved line just there first. There's a bit of a gap, and then we tick up this way, okay? And you can maybe thicken up this end a little bit, like so, okay? And we're going diagonal, that way, okay? That's his eyebrow, right across from his brow, okay? So now his eye is closed, so it's his scarred eye that we can see, right? So you're just gonna do, underneath the eyebrow here, curved line, going in a similar direction, okay? It's not as long as the eyebrow, and then you can thicken it up because it's kind of supposed to be eyelashes and stuff, okay? Okay, so that's a closed eye and then an eyelid line coming across here, like so. And then of course we got the scar coming down, so it's just like comes down to a point down here. You could leave it as one line if you wanted, but it's normally represented as 2. So it's hard to do with a Sharpie, but if you're using a pencil, you could get them to be 2 sort of lines a bit better. Like so. Oh, he has a nostril just here, just like a dot, just at his nose. Okay, so he has a sword in his mouth, right? So we can just see, what can we see? Right, so we can see top lip, just here, okay? This comes down from the nose, and then it changes direction, goes back in, towards his teeth, okay? Like so. And then his top lip line, so we'll go around and up, okay? We're going to go up this way. Like so. Okay. So we'll keep going, right? We'll draw in the mouth and then we'll do the sword, and you'll have to erase some lines, right, with an eraser. So this part we can't really see, right? Underneath the sword. Right, so this is like the back of his mouth, so it curves around. But it'll just help us to figure out where the sword goes. Curving around. Down like so. So this part we will be able to see. This is his bottom lip. Curving around. Down to there. Okay. And then his bottom lip sticks out a little bit like that. And we'll go down to his chin. Like so. And then up around for his jaw. Start of his jaw anyway, around the chin. up this direction. Okay, right, so that's kind of the shape we got for his head, right? And if you're wondering about like how far away things are from one another, so this area, about halfway between top of his eye here and his chin. So then, so we got some bottom teeth. We can see his bottom teeth here. Big one piece sort of curve line for teeth. Okay, massive teeth. Might be some lines here just at the back, but not much. Okay, and then we got that big sword line, right? So the handle of the sword is coming across, right across his ear. Okay, so it starts in his mouth, just above his teeth here, right? So it like comes out like so, like a box, like that. And then the big line is going to go this way. So we'll take our time, we'll just follow the top line like this. This is the handle of his sword now, it's not teeth or anything. So like up to there. Okay. So we got like another line, another sort of broken line going up this direction. And then the bottom of that handle will come out here. So, right? And you'll see it's getting wider, okay? A little bit of perspective going on because it's going closer towards us. This bit's going further away, so things that go further away get smaller. So you're gonna raise this line for the back of his mouth now. And then on the handle of his sword, he's got like this brass sort of cap, right? So, comes down the side here. Curving that way. Got a bit of a lip just there. And then it bumps around like so to there. And then comes back in towards the other side. Another little bit of a lip just there. And then bump around like so. It's kind of like, looks like a turtle shell or something. And then it's got like some edge lines just to show that it's a bit sort of 3D there. And then the edge of the side of it will like go that way. And it's got another section just here. I guess we should be able to see the top of his teeth just here, like his top teeth, just like a line there. And maybe a line for like his top lip with some hatching on it, just there like that. Right, so we'll go back down to his jaw and then we'll try and get the rest of his head done before we add details for the rest of the swords. So his jaw, just about here, across from his teeth, just the middle of his mouth, that's where you change direction and go up side of his face, right? So that's like the curve of his jawbone, just there. And then above that we got a sideburn, so it's like going up this way. Sideburn just there. And of course we have his bandana coming the whole way across here, right? And he sometimes has some hair coming down underneath the sideburn, some texture lines on the hair. And so then we might as well draw in his bandana that's coming across his head. So it's a big curving line coming across here, across the top of his ear, and this will go all the way back down here somewhere. And it may have some like bumping lines to show the back of the bandana like this, you know, some like texture lines. And the top will start going up here, and here is where it's tied, so it's like tied into like a ribbon or like a bow tie sort of thing at the back. So, you know, it's got like some lumps and bumps here, and it grows out like from here as well. So then this is like hair going back that way. texture lines, and curved lines for clothing, like folds of his bandana. And then his ear should be in here. So his ear's like in there. Bones and ligaments inside, like so. You can only see a little bit. Like that. So then the curve for his bandana. So it's going to go, I would say, let's see. So from like line for his bandana to his teeth, it's about the same as the line for the bandana to the top of his head, right? So I'd say like here is halfway. Here, sorry, is halfway between here and here. So like top of his head to there is about the same as bandana line to teeth, bottom teeth, or bottom lip, approximately. Okay, doesn't have to be exact, but that's what you're going for. You don't want to go like up here because his head will look too big, and too down low, too small. So you're going for this sort of distance and keep it in proportion with the rest of his face. So once you get that, we'll start doing curved line for his head and down around the front. Okay, and again, like on this side, we could have some like folding lines for the bandana coming around his head, like a texture line or something that way. Okay, like so, and then so hair on the nape of his neck, going back that way, like so, and this could have texture lines and stuff on it, going back that way. And then his chin joins his neck down here, and we've got like a neck muscle line coming down there. There could be some hatching underneath his jaw and chin, like so. And so then his neck, so it just like joins his shoulder. You can't actually see like the back of his neck too much. Maybe something here. So this could be like the back of his neck, but it's mostly just hair, spikes just here. And then his shoulder will just go across here. Alright, so this is like his shoulder, and then comes up towards the back of his neck, just up that way. You could have another sort of neck muscle line, like so. That. We may see like a shoulder muscle or like something down there. And the other shoulder, tiny off the other side, just over there. So we can't see much in the way of anatomy down here. It just sort of joins his shoulder. Like so. That's his neck, and then his back will go off that way, of course. Okay, so what else can we see? So we can see a round hilt of his sword, like a circle coming out from his nose here. It goes back into his chin, just in there. And this will have a couple of lines on it, so like a couple of circle lines, like so, just to give it some detail. There, and like one coming around the handle. Something in there, and then some like texture lines coming up like so. So we won't do the blade just yet, not until we have Fujitora in. So oh, and on the sword, so we've got like some sort of diamonds and things, right? So these sort of diamond shapes, right, that go up and down samurai swords. These types of things. Right. this kind of thing, and they go down in a line. And eventually they'll kind of disappear into his teeth as well. And it could have some lines kind of like this around the edge, just to show kind of thread that wrap around samurai swords. This kind of stuff. Okay. Kind of like a small V with a line coming out, just like that. Okay, oh, bottom lip. Just a line there like that. Right. So. Okay, Fujitora, right? So, and then we'll add the swords in between. We just need to know how much space we got to add them, right? So, Fujitora's nose, we're going to start with his nose as well. It's across from, his head is higher up because he's taller than Zoro. So his head is like up here. Right, so, but his nose is across from Zoro's bandana, just here. Okay. And just leave enough room this way for like 2 swords, right? So one there, maybe one there. Okay. And we start his nose. It's kind of similar way to Zoro's, except his nose is more round, right? So it goes down, and then it kind of curve around, like so. So it's more like a J rather than an L. Okay. And then we'll bring this up, around, down to here for the nostril. Okay. So Fujitora's brow, right, is more wrinkly. He's an older guy. So we come out, bit of a bump there. And then we have a bigger one. Comes out again. Okay. It's about half the size of his nose, right? I would say. This brow area. Okay, just if you're trying to keep it in proportion. And then go up again. And we're going to do another bump there because he's got like a real wrinkly forehead. And then this will go up towards his hair, okay? So this distance, right, is about the same as this to the nose, right? So forehead, nose from the brow. So this is like halfway between here and the tip of his nose, okay? Just if you're trying to, for proportion. So once we know where his brow is, we know where his eyebrow has to be, right? So his eyebrow has to be here. Okay, across from his brow, like Zoro's, and it goes straight up and a bit of a curve on the end. His eyebrow is much bigger, so it's thicker, so it's got a box-like end to it. Kind of reminds me of a Dragon Ball eyebrow, and it comes down to there, right? Again, he's an older guy, right? So he's got like wrinkles coming around his forehead. Sort of lines like this. This kind of stuff, right? And his brow line actually has some wrinkles on it as well. So like this. His brow actually has wrinkles. So his forehead even. This kind of stuff. Okay. So then, they both have closed eyes. This is unusual for a versus. So Fujitora's eye. So it's like Same as Zoro's really. Goes like this. First, it's closed, curved line. But we're going to thicken it up then. And he actually has eyelashes sticking off. Like so. And then an eyelid line. Just curving that way. And a bottom eyelid line. Like so. And he also has a scar coming down his face. Okay. Starts on his forehead, real big up here. Bumpy at first, and then comes down to his eyebrow. Similar sort of thing here. Like so. There's no scar in this area, but then it'll go down like this. Under his eye. And it gets real pointy down the end. Down there. I'm going to colour his eyebrow black. And I might have some lines just on the end here, like so. And he also has like wrinkles around his face. So like here, some wrinkles on his nose, coming down underneath his eye again with some like wrinkles on his cheeks. You know, this kind of stuff. Crow's feet, I think is what they're called. Okay, so then his top lip, right, comes down from just his nose here, between his nostril and the tip of his nose, about halfway between here and here, okay? Top lip. Like that. And then we'll bring it back in. Like Zoro's, so you go out, in for top lip. And then we'll go back for his mouth. Kind of looks like it's closed, but we'll open it up. Go around and back to the other side. Just there. You might be able to see a line for his teeth. Just like so. He's kind of gritting his teeth a little bit. And then his bottom lip. Down. In. To there. And we stop it at Fujitora's bottom lip. Because his arm comes across his face. Right? So, I guess we'll draw that arm. So it like comes out here. Curved line. Boom. Like so, right? Big curved line. Comes out from the back of my page. These real big shoulders. And then we got like full line here. Down like so. So this is the white jacket, right? So then this will go sort of back. That way. Across the pink shoulder. So full line down this way, and his elbow sort of sticks off there. Comes real close to Zoro's body. And then we could have some texture lines just going that way. It's real big shoulders. And in here we've got some buttons and a lapel. So curved line that way, and then this will descend like that, and then those yellow buttons, ovals, just here. Okay. So real big shoulder on Fujitora. Again, you could have some more texture lines just going off his shoulder that way. Oh, when he's got like a line on the side of his nose here, right? So he's got like a mouth line. This goes there. And a bit of a mustache. So coming across top lip. Maybe a top lip line there, and a bit of a beard starting just here. So we got another part of his shoulder, just there. And then his big collar, or his big emperor collar, or admiral collar, should I say. So comes up, and then curves here where his ear would be, so like across from his top of his eye, or his eyebrow, just here. That's where we start to curve it, and this will go up, and off the back. Really big. And we've got sort of a double line. Maybe like another, the bottom of that just going that way. Okay, so his ear, I guess, would have to be in here. Okay, this is like his sideburn as well of his hair, which joins his beard too, and it's kind of a bumpy line, but it's comes down like that. Okay, let's hit the sideburn for his hair, and then his ear just in here. What we can see of it anyway, behind his collar, like that. Bones and ligaments inside of his ear. So curved line here. Another bone there. Up. Round. That kind of stuff. Okay, so we'll go up and try and get his hair done. So kind of curly, sort of round sort of head of hair, bumping back this way. And it goes up off the top of my page, and then his hairline, so it'll come around like this for his side of his head, like so, and go back to there. And then some bumps. So you could just thicken up some of the outside lines. Sometimes it helps of the characters, just make them a bit thicker. Because One Piece animation kind of does that. Well, the new animation does. Anyway, it can have thicker edge lines than the insides. Sometimes. So Fujitora, the back of his head would probably, so where it comes in is the question. So it goes up and off the back of my page. So his head would like go back and then come back in. Maybe, let's guess, back here. Does that look right? Maybe. Maybe some hair sticking off, a spike or two, and then a bump going down that way. So something like that. That looks correct, doesn't it? Yes, it does. Okay, thanks guys. Thanks for the help. Okay, so that's Fujitora, more or less. So let's see. Just thickening up his shoulder line here. Right, this is like his arm coming across his body, and he's like holding his sword sideways, but we can only see Zoro's 2 swords. Okay. Right, so we can see the point of a sword up here, right next to Fujitora's face. So like right there. So that's like the top. Okay, and that's gonna descend this way. Can't really use a ruler because they are curved swords. So you gotta like, so we're aiming for down to here. Okay, so we're gonna go, we'll sketch it lightly, stop. So we're gonna go down to here. So this is like the back of his sword. Like so. Right. Okay. One line there. And then the front of it, so the sharp curving point right there. And then this is going to keep going. And eventually it will come in line with this part of this other side. So it kind of curves around here from a pointy part on the top. And then we'll try and bring it down straight. Like so, kind of. They're simple objects, but they're not easy to draw. Oh. So, and then the back of his sword has another line coming down here, like another sort of light line. Like an edge. And you kind of need a steady hand. Boom. Like that, not bad. And then we have a black section here, so it, like a little bit down from the top, curves around. And then this is a black line that comes down this way. Like so. And then this has like radial spikes that come all out from it. So what I mean radial is like, comes up to a spike, like this kind of stuff, okay? And it's pink on the inside of this. So they're kind of like waves or teeth, like shark teeth, or like the jagged parts of a saw. Curving up, and then it'll go around this black line as well. Like so, okay? And it goes down behind Fujitora's arm. And then we have another sort of real big one, like bigger than this one, so it goes, I think it goes up and off my page. It goes up beyond even Fujitora's head. So, where is that? That is in front of Zoro's face, like right here. And it comes down in front of this, even nearly touching, it does touch the hilt of the other sword, right? Slightly curving as well. Okay, there, so that's one side. The other side, just there. Okay. And then this is gonna go all the way up off my page, like real curving line. Going off a slight curve, not like really curvy, but like so. So there is a slight curve going around the head. And then it'll kind of just go up and off my page. And it goes to a point like this one, but it's like real big. It's way up off. Up there. And the other side of that. Oh, that's tricky. So bring this line, try and straighten it up. Okay, I'm just gonna, a little mistake there, I'm just gonna erase that. Okay, so, right, so then we've got like another back edge line coming down here, right? So just sort of copying the outside line, same direction, light line, steady hand, just going down here. For the back edge of the sword, down to there. And then we have another line running down the middle, so like separates a silver point from a dark black part going up that way. Whew. So that's like grey, and this is like bluey silver. In there. And then this sword will crisscross, so the one in his mouth will go in behind these lads. So it'll go like back this way somewhere. Yeah, there's like, from the clash of swords, I guess there might be like, no, I'll leave it, will I? Like some lines, just this. So like debris in the air, sometimes in a fighting sort of image, it can help to have like rubble and sort of action lines, sort of like this kind of stuff. Sometimes. But I think I'll leave it there. That is how to draw Zoro versus Fujitora. Hope it was helpful, guys. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.